Hey, it's Steph. Thanks for watching today's video. I'm going to be doing my update to the deck of panning project pan. This was created by Emily from Emily and Max. I will link her down below. In this project, we randomly select cards from a playing deck that correspond with prompts that are on a game board that Emily has created. She shuffles around the prompts every month, so you really don't know what you're gonna get, but the face cards do stay the same every month. I will have her channel linked below, as well as her intro video if you want to know a little more about this project. If you want to follow along with other panners, just follow the hashtag #deckofpanning and you'll find a ton of videos. The product that's been in here the longest is my ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Lunch Money. This is what it looked like last update, and at that point I had 55 uses in this project alone. I think last update is when I repressed it with some Duraline because it was getting a little too dry and a little too close to the edges for me to use comfortably. Since that update, I've used it 24 additional times. I was really hoping to call this an empty this month, but there still is some remaining highlighter in there. It's pretty thin, and I have no doubt in my mind that this will be an empty for next update. And I'm just amazed how many uses I've gotten out of this throughout the years. The next item is my NYX blush in the shade Desert Rose. This is the product I rolled in for my Joker because it is an intense pink blush that I'm just not very comfortable with wearing and definitely not panning. This is what it looked like last month after only 5 uses, and I really wanted to get this out of the project. My goal for this product is 22 uses. I don't think it's looking any different, but I did reach my goal. I used this an additional 17 times this past month for a total of 22 uses. I don't know if I'm going to be keeping this blush in my collection. Like I said before, it's very bright pink and I'm not really comfortable with wearing it. And I got to, play around with it a lot in this project, a lot more than I would have at least. You might not consider 22 uses a lot, but for this, that's a lot for me. And I am considering decluttering this, but I haven't 100% decided. The next product was to represent another project, and I picked the project Color Pan, which was created by Misty. I will link her down below as well. And I rolled in my ColourPop bronzer in the shade Spectacle. This is what it was looking like last update after 19 uses, and my goal for this is to hit pan. I mentioned in my last update that I would possibly start using this in my eyebrows to get to pan faster, honestly. But I really love using brown contour shades and eyeshadows in my eyebrows. Within the last month, I've used this as a contour and in my eyebrows. And I counted those as separate uses because I would dip into them at separate times. And I'm so happy to say that I hit pan. I hit pan probably after 10 more uses in my brows just because I was pinpointing that spot, but I used this a total of 27 times this past month. I'm not a big fan of this. I think moving forward I will use this exclusively for my eyebrows because it's a little muddy on my cheeks. But for this project it is rolling out, and that's my second card that I'll be rolling in. The next item was for the prompt this time last year, and at the time I looked back and I hadn't purchased any makeup that same month, but I did purchase some skincare, and I rolled in the Volition Hibiscus Unspottable Correcting Oil. I had 23 uses last update, and I was able to use it 15 more times to empty it. The marks are really worn off, but this is where I started in the project, and then this was after the 23 uses. So I only had a little bit for those 15 uses, and I have a total of 38 uses in this project. I did enjoy this oil. I was a little surprised because of my oily skin, but it did seem to work. I looked up the cost of this item and it's not in the budget. I think it was like $50 or something. If a product is magical and just works wonders for my skin, I might be able to justify that, but this was fine. I haven't really noticed a difference since not using it, since it was empty, so that's a true sign that I do not need this in my skincare routine, but it was enjoyable to use. And this last item I rolled in last update, and it was for the prompt A to Z shade. I had to randomly generate a letter and I got O. I rolled in an eyeshadow from my NARS Climax eyeshadow palette. It's the shade Open Wide, and this is what it looked like when I rolled it in. It was brand new. I had never even touched this palette before. So I was really excited to get just some use out of the whole palette, not just this shade. It's kind of hard to show you because it's at the top of the palette, but this is what it's looking like. There's not really any movement, but I did use this 18 times. And this is a great shade for me to put in my crease. It's just slightly darker than my skin tone. And so I've been really enjoying it. The formula is really blendable. And as you can see, I have gotten some use out of this palette. I've used this gold a few times and this more champagne-y, bronzy tone a few times, and also this shade as well. So I've been playing around with the neutrals. It's not really the time of year for these for me right now, but I'm really excited to play with those in the fall. My goal is to hit pan on this, and from that use, from 18 uses, and if not even budging, I have a feeling this will be in the project for quite a few months. I am rolling out 3 items, so that means I get to pick 3 more cards, which is really exciting. Okay, I have my deck of cards right here. I actually just ordered some deck of cards. Like, who does that? But I'm sure a lot of people actually have done that. But I ordered these beautiful Monet paintings. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I'll show you next update, obviously, because I haven't gone here. There's 2 jokers here, so I'm just gonna take one out. And I'm gonna pop up the game board here as I shuffle. Like I said, Emily shuffles the number cards every month. So if you pull the same card as you got last month, it's not going to be the same prompt, which just makes it a little more fun. And then the face cards, those always stay the same. So those are a little more consistent prompts. But I'm going to shuffle these one more time. And we're going to pick 3 cards. I'm going to pick one from the top, one from the middle, and then I'm going to shuffle them one more time and pick one from the top. Okay. So I got 4 of diamonds, which is metallic, which kind of scares me a little bit. and then one from the middle. 6 of hearts, which is dethroned. Okay, that's gonna be a little challenging for me. So that's a product that you dethroned with a new product that was better. So I'm gonna shuffle these one more time. 2 more times. And then I'm going to pick from the top. I got the Joker for the 2nd time in this project, which is fine. It's the game. I gotta think of another product. I don't want to. Okay, I'll be right back. I am back, and that took way too long. I'm just gonna start off with the Joker because that's the most memorable one that I can think of right now. And I am not one to use eyeliners. I love liquid eyeliner. I will do a wing any day, but I have a really hard time including pencil liners, whether it be eyeliners or lip liners. I've talked about that in the past, but I just do not reach for them and I don't really enjoy them. So I'm going to bring in this Bodyography eyeliner pencil in the shade Midnight Blue. This was passed down to me from my sister, so I don't know if this is like the full size. This is so awkward. I don't know how much of this she had used before, and so I want to finish this. This is gonna be in here forever, you guys, okay? But I figured blue isn't the most terrible color because of my blue eyes, but it might be like way too dark for me to wear in my waterline, so I'll have to use it on my top line. I don't know, we'll see, but I'm not looking forward to this, but that's the whole point of the Joker card. So I'm gonna empty this eyeliner and we'll see how long that takes me. I also got Dethroned, and that took me forever. So I kind of took this in a general sense, and I'm gonna roll in this mini Benefit Gimme Brow. I feel like more high-end brow products have been dethroned by drugstore. I feel like you can get just as good as products, if not better, from the drugstore. And I actually got this mini. I shared this in my haul that I actually got this to compare to some of my drugstore brow gels like the e.l.f. Wow Brow. I have the Essence. I think they have dethroned this, and so I'm gonna roll it in. I have no way of tracking use on this, but I have been using it every day since I got it. So it's been a couple months. To keep this project moving, I'm not going to put a goal of finishing it. I will put a goal of 50 uses. And then the other prompt I got was metallic, and I was having a hard time finding something metallic in my collection. Then I was like, okay, let's look at eyeshadows. Like, I really didn't want to roll in an eyeshadow, but I'm gonna roll in my Milani Soft and Sultry eyeshadow palette. I did have this in my I Heart the 90s project pan earlier this year, but this specifically says saturated mattes and metallics, so I'm taking it pretty literally. I haven't even looked at what shade I want to do. Oh my gosh. I'm actually limited by the metallics in this palette because there's only 4, and I've hit pan on this guy. These are way too dark for this time of year for me, so I'm going to roll this top middle shade and the name is Diamonds and Pearls, and my goal is to hit pan. I think I've only used this a couple of times, so it's probably going to be here a couple of updates. That's it for my update. I was going to say I'm really excited, but I'm not. But that's the fun of this project, to challenge you with these random prompts. You really never know what you're going to roll in. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like panning and makeup content, I encourage you to subscribe to my channel, so I see you in the next video.